This is Deadliest Warrior, the game. We're here on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So what are we getting here? Definitely sub 720p, 60 FPS, auto HDR. And yeah, if you're not familiar with this, it's based on that old Spike TV show where it was like trying to see which warrior from time was the deadliest. You know, they would use a bunch of different, like, weapons and defensive things, and it was kind of a neat show back in the day, I gotta be honest with you. And this is based on that show. It's just, like, these great warriors of history with different, you know, weapons and stuff like that, facing off. It's super gory, as you can tell, and, yeah, it looks pretty cool. So, basically, they just took the concept of the show and they just threw it into a battling game. But they're like, here's the historic figures of time. It's got some like quick battles, arcade mode, you can unlock some different like weapon things, there's like multiplayer stuff. It was kinda neat, yeah. Deadliest Warrior. Choose from the greatest warriors and fight 5 modes, customizable weapons, and warriors to become the true Deadliest Warriors. And it's got historical facts too. They remained and died in service as centurions. That's when you knew they weren't messing around. But yeah, it was just kind of a fun, dumb show back in the day, and yeah, this is like super jag and whatnot, but kind of cool. I think the ninja's very overpowered from what I remember. But they got their cool openings, and it's probably like a very easy-going kind of game because it's like you're just doing historical characters, so it's not like there's going to be any like copyright stuff or anything like that. Probably why this is even available. But what is interesting is that, like, oh wow, his leg's right off. I mean, that's not what's interesting, but for me, this was like the first physical game I was ever sent to review. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, there was a time where they sent out physical copies of stuff to do reviews on. They still do it on the odd occasion if there's like a special limited edition or something like that. But I remember it being a big deal, because I think I had gotten a few codes or whatnot, but this was the first, like, packaged in a box game. Which is hilarious, because, you know, they kind of just stopped. They just went digital, basically, around then, too. But anyways, it was a big deal for me. I was like, oh, I think I actually even unboxed it. I don't know. I think there was also, like, a semi-follow-up or something, too. This one does take a little bit to load, though, which is weird. Oh, yeah! You have to do these, like, bonus training things where you, like... I totally forgot about this. That's so funny, because they wanted to make it kind of like the show or something like that. It's really just like a test ground, and it's got all the dummies that they used to test it out on and be like, oh, this would slice through this and stuff, and yeah. Kind of neat, right? So it's just trying to like emulate that experience of the Deadliest Warrior. Who would win in time? The knight versus the centurion? Well, I mean, it'd be very easy. You just gotta pick a child or two from birth, you know, 8 children or something like that, and then, like, grow them up and train them so that their one purpose is going and fighting these other kids when they all grow up, and we could be like, who is the greatest warrior? That'd be much easier. It would take, like, 50 years? I don't know. Nah, maybe you don't want them fighting in their 50s. 30 years? I don't know, something like that. Maybe in their 20s have them all fight? But then again, I guess some of the warriors kind of would have different levels of combat ability too, because, you know, a lot of them learn even more and more and might be even deadlier in older age as their style changes over time. Anyways, doesn't matter, just a funny concept. Taking a whole bunch of children, having them train and live as these different eras. I mean, it would have to be really authentic too. Like, I'm talking about eating the foods of the day. You know, you'd have to create whole, like, Truman Show-esque subcultures for them to experience, where it's like they literally live in, like, a medieval fair that never ends and stuff like that. And then they just battle to the death for our entertainment. It's the only way. Centurion wins. Perfect. Yeah, it's pretty bloody, isn't it? Pretty intense. I just, like, the concept of this is just so funny to me that this is even like playable and backwards compatible. I'm like, what a choice for a game. Like, even remember at the time I was like, oh, that's neat, because it made sense, because at the time, you know, there was a show. But nowadays, no one's gonna know what this is unless they played it back then. You know, new people are gonna be like, what is this? Deadliest Warrior. It almost sounds like a gaming franchise, actually. Like Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, Deadliest War. It does, it kind of sounds like a fighting franchise. I wonder if somebody could buy the rights and like flip it into some kind of like intense gaming thing. Don't really see too many new fighting games come out, do you? Like, it's mostly like legacy fighting titles, right? Ow. Such an established genre of gaming. There's also other things you can do too, like you can like, I got like throwing things and stuff. And you can block. I think he's got javelins he can throw. But it's kind of neat though, because it's dynamic in the sense that you've got like items, right? Like you could drop stuff, there's like some little bits of physics on kind of like the character bodies when they die and they fall on things. It was kind of neat, and again, really bloody, the dismemberment elements too. Like they really didn't hold back on stuff. Because they wanted to really show you who is the deadliest warrior. I can't believe I'm playing this again. This is hilarious. Like such a throwback thing. It really, really does take me back though. To that special place, but if I stay too long. Just kidding. Who's up next against the spectacular warrior? Oh! No way! Centurion wins! And they actually got some decent backdrops, but, or, like, you know, like fighting arenas. But if you go into the far backdrop and kind of look at things, obviously very low res. I mean, in general, it's a simplistic fighting game, right? But for something that was, like, I think on their arcade mostly, it's actually not too bad. Kind of punches a little bit above its weight, I'd say. Nice. The animations are decently well done, too. It's not a bad project. Especially for something that was, like, tying into, like, a show at the time. Not bad at all. Fight onwards. He spends a lot of time sharpening that sword. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like a sword of battle spire. A pirate? How would a pirate? I mean, I guess he's got like a gun, but and a cutlass. It almost seems like some of the eras of combat are too different. I think we spent too much time playing with blades.
Guard, you scurvy dog.
Has he got a javelin? You like run around the arena too, like there's space around here. Is he throwing a bomb? Oh, what is that? That's not allowed.
Such a shame.
Get out of here, pirate scum. I think I remember playing this online against a buddy and just like throwing things at them. Trying to mix things up a bit combat-wise, so it doesn't look like I'm just stabbing over and over again. Oh, that actually got me killed. Oh, no, Centurion.
I just get a drink.
Pirate's tricky. Ooh, that was close. Centurion wins. It's a very bloody win, that's what that is. Very, very bloody win.